And we are live, people. The Premier League is back. It is the final game week. You guys know what is going to happen this week. It's going to be a crazy week, and we're going to introduce everything, and we're going to go through the fixtures from the beginning to the end. But first, we always have to finish off last week's fixtures and break down what happened in last week's fixtures before we can get started on this week's fixtures. Now, Melvin, you know, it's been tight between me and you when it comes to who's winning and who's losing the past couple of weeks. We're going to go through who won this week's matchups, and we'll see where we are. So everyone in the comment section, if you're there, say hello, because this is your time to shine. We're going to be talking about the who's going to win, who's going to lose, who's going to draw in this week's Premier League matchups, the final week of the season. Who's going to get promoted from the championship? We already know with West Brom and Leeds getting promoted, but who's going to get relegated? We already know with Norwich. We possibly know with Bournemouth, but Watford and Aston Villa are fighting it out to the death. And with the Europa League spots up for grabs still, and the Champions League spots up for grab between Leicester, Chelsea, and Man United, there's a lot of scenarios at risk. So let's get started for today's Premier League predictions. Boom. What's going on, everybody? So yeah, I got the guy Melvin here with me, the regular, the original, the man himself. So Melvin, we're going to first go through last week's fixtures. What happened in the Norwich-Burnley game?
I know what I had. Good evening, everybody. I had Norwich to win 2-0.
Okay. And I had Burnley 2-0. I think Burnley won, but I forget what the exact score is. So I'm going to get the Premier League fixtures in front of me, so I can see it. Now, I know Burnley won, but the matter of how big did they win? Because I think
was it 2-0 and they had 2 people sent off. Is that the game?
I think it was. They did have 2 people sent off. So yeah, Norwich had 2 people.
2-0, I remember.
Norwich had 2 people sent off. I think it was Bendia and somebody else, and Chris Wood and Peters scored. So that's right. You had 2-0, and kick. I'm already starting off, Melvin, with a 3-point lead.
Wow.
Because I picked Burnley to get 3-0, so 2-0.
Was it 3-0? It was 2-0.
It was 2-0. So I picked Burnley to win 2-0, and it was 2-0. You picked Norwich to win 2-0, so you got 0.
So you had it 2-0, did you? Not 3-0?
Yeah, I had it 2-0.
You said 3-0 a minute ago.
Sorry. So that was the first game. The next game, Southampton-Bournemouth. Southampton-Bournemouth, the game finished 2-0 Southampton after Bournemouth thought they equalized in the last minute. VAR ruled it out, and Southampton then came back and scored the goal to get it 2-0, with Danny Ings and Shea Adams scoring 2 goals. So guess what, Melvin?
What's that?
I picked 2-0.
You got 2 out of 2?
I got perfect scores for the first 2. 6 points.
Well,
and you picked a draw, so you got another 0.
Yes. All right.
Okay. Now, next game, Leicester-Tottenham. Leicester-Tottenham, neither of us thought Tottenham were going to win, actually. You picked Leicester to win 2-0. I picked Tottenham to draw against Leicester 1-1. Tottenham ended up with a thrashing win of 3-0, right? Then you got, one second, let me share the screen so people can see what I'm looking at. Big up to everyone in the comment section. Big up to you guys. I already see. Let's introduce some of the people. So, where are you guys? Okay. So, Mr. Bungo says, beat that. What? Beat the like button, people. Okay. I was like, what? Where? I caught myself off guard. FIFA Gaming, 25 million accepted for Thiago. What a steal. Yo, Liverpool on smoke. Hi, April. How are you? How's everything? Yeah, April. You need to come back on, do another video. You're the best. Okay. Norwich. You usually win, LOL. Nah, we know you're kidding. Okay, so let's get back to this. Melvin, let's get back to it. So Liverpool, before we get on to the big games, neither of us got any points for that, right? We got 0. So that was 2 zeros for Melvin and myself. Now, when it comes to Brighton-Newcastle game, what did you predict?
Brighton to win 2-0.
What did I predict?
I don't know.
2-2 draw. So it ended 0-0. So I get a point.
Wow.
So I have started off this week on fire. Literally on fire, Melvin. You need to start recording my stuff in case you don't believe me.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry.
Okay, next, Sheffield United versus Everton. I picked Sheffield United to win 1-0. You picked Sheffield United to win 3-0. Realistically, neither of us predicted Everton to win 1-0. So that's 2 zeros right there.
Yeah.
Wolves, Crystal Palace. Wolves ended up winning 2-0. And guess what, Melvin? You got a perfect score.
I got 3 points, yeah.
Yeah, you got a perfect score. And I picked a draw, so I get nothing. Okay. Man City versus Watford. You know what we predicted for this?
Watford at home, I thought.
Yeah, Watford were at home. And I predicted 2-0. You predicted 3-0. And if you remember, I originally had it at 4-0. And I changed it back to 2-0. So we both get a point.
Yeah.
Right? We both get a point on that.
The next one, good kid.
Oh, the next one.
Oh my God.
Neither of us picked.
At 1-0.
What?
United West Ham, I've got it at 1-0.
No, I'm not. Stop jumping, Melvin. Stop jumping. I'm talking about Arsenal, Aston Villa. It was sad. It was depressing. We can't do nothing about it. We didn't create anything. We lost. And guess what? Neither of us got a point. So that is 2 zeros for that. And then another one, Melvin. You got perfect score.
Yeah. Home we go.
You got a perfect score. And guess what? It comes down to the last game. Liverpool, we both predicted Liverpool. But guess what? I picked 3-1. You predicted?
2.
Who on earth would have predicted a 5-3?
Yeah, true.
So
but you win the 1 point, don't you?
So we both get 1 point because you picked Liverpool also.
I think you win by 1 point.
Really? Is it that close?
Yeah, 9-8.
Okay, let's tally it up. So I'm gonna tally up my score first. So I have the first 2 games I got 6 points. Then I got Brighton game, I got 1 point. And then Watford Man City, I got 1 point. So I'm on, so that's 6, 7. Where is it? 6, 7, 8, 9.
You got
I got 9 points.
And I've got 8.
And you got 8. Wow.
Right. There we go.
9, 8. Okay. And 1 second, Melvin. There's one game where we didn't do. Remember last week we missed a game?
What was that?
We missed a West Ham Watford. It was yet to be played, remember?
That was 3-1, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, 3-1.
That was I think it was 4.
No, it was 3-1.
Let me check. Watford, I think Antonio got a hat trick against Norwich, right? Yeah, it was 3-1. And you know what I picked? I picked 2-0 West Ham. You picked 1-1 between Watford and West Ham.
All right. Good.
So that brings up last week's scores for me up to 7.
Yeah.
So last week I beat you 7-3. Okay. So now let's move on to this week's fixtures.
Go on then. Let's go. Let's go. Go.
The first game. First of all, let's just say what up to the people in the comments. What are they up to? Good evening, assembled. Good evening, assembled. Pablo Fresh Cabar, what's good, dog? We got Nigel Smart. Mr. Smart, he's always in the mix. He's always in the mix. Let's see what Mr. Smart says. Besides the typical top 4, we now have Wolves, Sheffield United, and Leicester added into the mix. Well, Arsenal are currently declining. It's going to be tough. He's so right. He's so right, Melvin, isn't he?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be very tough. But we never know. It's we've got a pre-season yet. See what happens. Oh, you're gone. Kid, don't leave me alone. It's not fair. Well, the first game we're going to do is probably going to be Arsenal-Watford. They're all 4 o'clock kickoffs. They're all live on TV. Some are on Sky. Some are on two games at the same time. BT Sport. They must be.
I connection and it came back.
Right.
Okay, so the first game we all know it's alphabetical order, so it's Arsenal versus Watford.
Yeah.
Let's just get this game over with. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about the game. Arsenal they've lost 2 of their last 3 games, where Watford have also lost 2 of their last 3 games. But if you look at their last 6,
we've lost 2 of our last 3 games. League games.
What? League games, yeah.
Spurs and Villa, is it?
Yeah. We beat Liverpool.
But
if you look at our last 6 games, we're on a way better run than Watford. Watford have only won 2 games, and those games were against Norwich and Newcastle, where I think we can do this. And the bookies are looking at it, and they're saying Arsenal are going to win 3-1, heavy favorites against Watford. So what are you saying going into this game, where Watford, if you look at our history head-to-head against Watford, we have beaten them 3 times. They've beaten us twice, and there's been 1 draw in the last 6 games. So it's quite close.
So I think I'm going. Well, you've got to remember they haven't got a manager, have they, Watford?
Yeah, they got 2, I think, assistant managers as interns.
Right. I'm going for a 3-0 win for the Arsenal.
3-0 win for Arsenal. And Melvin, I cannot disagree with you. I think we're going to win, and I think we're going to win 4-1. Actually, I'm crazy. It's going to be a tight game, 2-1.
That's a bit of a change.
Yeah, no, we can't. It's going to be a tight game. They're fighting. It means more to them, Melvin.
It does mean more to them. They're not very good. Right.
Okay. Let's see what the people in the comment section are saying about the Arsenal game. Guys, what is your prediction for the Arsenal game? What did you think about Nigel Pearson getting sacked?
I don't know. It's got to be something that's been going on there. They can't sack him on his performance. He's been brilliant for him. But there's obviously something else that doesn't quite add up.
Guys in the comments, give in your predictions. Send in your predictions. Okay, we're going to move on to the next game after this. So, guys, send in your predictions. Okay, so the next game, Melvin.
Yeah.
We've locked in our predictions for the Arsenal game. The next game is the Burnley versus Brighton game. And let me tell you a little bit about Burnley versus Brighton. As of right now, you got a team in Burnley who's in 9th. You got Brighton who's in 16th, okay? Brighton are in such bad form, but somehow they pull off 2 draws against big teams, and their last win was against Norwich. So it just goes to show you. But if I tell you Burnley have 0 losses in their last 6 games, would you believe me?
I always believe you, kids. You know that.
Okay, and Burnley and Brighton have drawn all their games except for 2 where Burnley have won. Brighton have not won any of their last 6 matchups against Burnley. So Burnley, to me, Burnley have
not. Say that again.
Sorry. Burnley have not lost to Brighton in their last 6 games.
Oh, right.
With 4 of them being draws and 2 of them being wins.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Burnley also, I don't think they've conceded a goal. They've conceded 1 goal against Sheffield United, 1 goal against Liverpool, 1 goal against Watford. I mean, in their last 6 games, they've only conceded 3 goals.
Right.
Where Brighton, I don't know. I'm thinking this game has a draw written all over it. 0-0. What do you think?
4-0 to Burnley.
What? Wow. After all that, you went 4-0.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Okay. So let's see what the people in the comment section are saying. We got some comments. EPL is done for us. That's my prediction. Okay. Never bet on your own team. Every time I bet on Arsenal, I lose. That is so true. Air Max 90 Kings. That is so true. You never bet on Arsenal. But you know what you do? You bet against them. So even if they lose, you're happy.
You're not happy if they lose. That's what we're talking about. You might be
no,
richer,
but if you bet against them, if you bet against them to make money, either you get something out of it at least.
Yeah, you might be. You're not happy. You're richer.
Yeah, you're financially benefiting. Okay, so now the next game. This is Melvin where we start talking about the top four. If Chelsea lose this game and Leicester win, Chelsea's out. If Leicester lose and Chelsea lose, I think Chelsea still get in.
Well, who's above them? Who's on top of the? Who's higher in the league?
Chelsea right now are fourth. Leicester are fifth.
So in that phase, if they do the same, all you've got to say, if they do the same, Chelsea remain on top and come forward.
No, Chelsea's goal difference is way less than Leicester's. If Chelsea and Leicester finish on the same points, I think Leicester take the spot ahead of them.
How can that be? If you just said let Chelsea are above Leicester at the moment, if they both do the same, then
yeah,
Chelsea's
because Leicester are on.
Leicester.
What I said, Melvin, is Leicester on 62 points.
Yeah.
If Leicester draw and Chelsea lose.
No, if they both have the same result, what happens?
If they both have the same result, then Chelsea are still 1 point ahead of them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. But also, there's Manchester United in the mix. Manchester United have the best chance of finishing in the top four out of all three teams because they're currently in third place with goal difference ahead of Chelsea with 63 points also. So it's a brain hemorrhage. Trying to think about all this. Now they're facing Wolverhampton Wanderers, Chelsea, and Chelsea are at home, and Chelsea have not been good all season at home. They've been dropping a lot of points. Do you think they can drop points against Wolves at home on the last game of the season when it means so much to them?
I think that Wolves are a very good team, underrated, and I think that they're playing with. They can enjoy themselves, Wolves, and go out in a bang. I fancy the Wolves to win 2-0.
Okay, Melvin, we've been. I cannot. I've been going against Chelsea all season, and I think Chelsea are a point ahead of Leicester. Yeah, I said that, Matt. I said that. He's a Chelsea fan. So I am going to go and back Chelsea. Hopefully they don't prove me right and they mess it up. But I'm going to back Chelsea in the case that they don't. Hopefully they don't want to win the FA Cup as much if they get Champions League. I will back Chelsea for once. I'm not saying Chelsea are going to lose. Melvin said Chelsea are going to lose. So I go 2-0 Chelsea. Melvin, what do you go?
Chelsea 0, Wolverhampton 2.
Okay. And then now, that is it for the Chelsea Wolves game. Moving on to the next game. Tottenham versus Crystal Palace.
No, Palace are at home.
Yes, Palace versus Tottenham. Can I tell you something, Melvin? Crystal Palace have not won a game in their last 6.
Yeah.
Do you believe that? Are you shocked?
I'm not shocked because I saw it.
Not only that, Melvin. Out of those 6 games, they only scored 2 goals against one. They only scored 2 goals, and that was in one game against Chelsea.
You know what? I think Palace have got the most disappointing footballer they've signed. Someone who looked absolutely fantastic about 4 years ago. I can't believe that every club didn't want to sign him, and he is, in my opinion, one of the biggest flops. Who am I talking about?
Benteke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked out when he played for Villa. He looked outstanding. He was strong. He was great in the air. He was fast, direct. Held up the ball well. I don't know what happened there.
I think Liverpool messed up his confidence so much that he couldn't do it. But Danny Ings shows you that he can go to a big club, get demoted back to a normal club, and then still bang in goals. Where
he's playing well.
I think Benteke depended on his athleticism maybe more with his skill.
Still fit, Benteke. He's not like a slouch, is he?
No, I'm not saying he's a fat guy.
He can't finish. I mean, that's nothing to do with. He just can't
Anyways,
finish like
as much as we hate Tottenham, Melvin, a team who has not won 6 games, I cannot pick Crystal Palace over Tottenham. Unfortunately, I think Tottenham are going to win this game, and I think they're going to win this game possibly a good old-fashioned Mourinho 1-0.
Right, I'm going to go against you. I think Palace is going to win 2-1.
Okay. 2-1 Palace. Okay. 1 second. Let's see where are we? Why do we still have the Brighton game on? Okay. Everton, Bournemouth. What are you guys saying about Everton versus Bournemouth? Because in my opinion, Everton versus Bournemouth means this game means so much to Bournemouth, but I cannot back Bournemouth against Everton. I genuinely believe Bournemouth have, I would say, 33% chance of winning. That's what they're giving them. The bookies are giving them. And the bookies are going for a 2-1 Everton win and securing that Bournemouth get relegated. And with Bournemouth only really winning one game out of their last 6. And Everton looking really good their last game against Sheffield United. In defensively at least. What do you think? Because Bournemouth struggle.
Yeah, I think they do. It's the last game of the season. Mad things happen. Really mad things happen in the last game. Players turn their minds off of what's going on. Some of them don't play, or they don't even know they're doing it with the intensity. Some of them relax. Some of them minds on the beach, as they say. Season's over. Everton got nothing. When I say nothing to play for, a bit of pride perhaps. Bournemouth are just going to go all out. I reckon it'll be a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Okay. Melvin, I think Everton are going to win 2-1. I think Bournemouth might score a goal to scare them, but I think it's going to be that. Now, one of the biggest games of the weekend, possibly people would say the biggest game of the weekend, Leicester versus Man United. Okay? Manchester United versus Leicester. Manchester United have won 5 of their last 6 matchups versus Leicester. Leicester have only won 1 of their last 6 games against Man United. And that actually, they didn't even win that game. It was a draw. So Leicester have not won one of their last.
The worst type of win you can have, The worst win you can have if you draw.
Yeah. Because you don't get 3 points, you get 1. Melvin, Manchester United, away from home at Leicester, it means so much to them. They need to win this game. Don't forget, Man United are on such amazing form. They haven't lost a game in forever, excluding the FA Cup, of course. Excluding the FA Cup.
Yeah. Who's higher in the league?
I told you, Man United are 3rd. Leicester are 5th.
Ah. Wow.
Don't say your prediction, but Brendan Rodgers, again, flopping at the end of the season. It just goes to show you he can't finish.
Some of our managers can't start.
Oh, man. Melvin, where did that go from? Okay, anyways, who do you think is the bookies' favorites? What do you think the bookies are going to go for?
I think the bookies' favourite will probably be a draw. They're going for a draw, I should think.
Okay, you're right. The bookies are favoriting a draw. And if they were to give the edge to anybody, they're actually giving the edge in this game. They're giving it to Manchester United slightly.
How many points are they ahead, United, to Leicester?
1 point.
Right.
No, 2 points. 2 points.
Right. I'm going for
Leicester need to win.
Yeah, to leapfrog them.
Yes, and Man United, if Leicester win and Chelsea win, Man United are down to Europa League.
Yeah, they're not down as such, but not qualified. Right, I'm going for. That's a good one. This. Hold on, let me think. Yep, 2-1 to Leicester, and Leicester.
2-1 Leicester. Yeah, I'm going 3-1 Man United. Two 2-1 Leicester. Okay, this is the next game, Melvin. The next game doesn't mean much for anybody anymore. Manchester City doesn't mean nothing for them. Norwich, it doesn't mean nothing for them. A lot of these teams, they don't really care. It doesn't mean much for them. But Norwich versus... Okay, 1 second. Let me just take a break. Let me see what the people in the comments are saying. Wow. Miguel's backing Chelsea. Melvin is wrong. What up, Miguel?
What are you talking about? I'm never wrong.
Melvin, the honesty and wisdom. Pablo, shout out to you. Man United 2-0. Leicester's defense is... Wow.
Decimated.
Decimated, yeah. Man
Like
United will
coconut.
beat Leicester.
Coconut gets decimated, doesn't it?
Man United will beat Leicester. Chelsea and Man United draw. Both get top four. About it's all about the money. True. Very true. I knew this Manchester United game would get people talking. Harry Maguire. What do you think about Harry Maguire? Shipping 55 goals for Leicester, EPL alone, with Man United shipping 45 all competitions. Fred Flintstone. What's insane? Vardy will terrorize them. Okay.
Internet.
Brendan Rodgers is a bottle job, says Matt.
You keep hold on. You keep flicking at too much. I missed a couple of those.
Man United 2-1.
All right.
2-0 Leicester. Brendan Rodgers a bottle job. What do you think?
We won enough at Celtic, didn't they?
Anyone can win at Celtic. Put me in Celtic job. I'll win. 6-0 Man City. Okay, let's get on to the Man City game, Melvin. The Man City game. Norwich have not won a game. I think they haven't won a game since restart. I think they've lost 10 games in a row. Or drawn one, I think. Their form is so bad.
And we couldn't beat them at Norwich. We could not beat them away earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Bournemouth we couldn't beat away earlier in the season. Who's the third one to go down? We think Villa. The three teams that are going down, out of 3 matches away from them, we've got 2 points. That's poor, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is baggy trousers, that is. Isn't it? Baggy trousers?
We used to be good against the teams that were getting relegated. What are you going to do?
No, we didn't.
Melvin, I'm going to go first. I'm going to go 6-0.
Who to?
Man City, of course.
I think. I'm going Man City 0, Norwich 5.
Matt Berry.
I'm reading it wrong. Sorry. Man City 5, Norwich 1.
You're giving them a goal. How generous.
Yeah. A ricochet. Bill O'Shea's brother.
That was a good one. Okay. Let's see the next game. The champions versus the guys who might be having a new owner, might not have a new owner. Anyways, Melvin, I heard a new story this week. Basically, have you heard of BN Sport?
Sorry?
Have you heard of BN Sport? BN Sport, the company that does the Arab and African football games.
No,
it's like Sky Sports for that part of the world.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So they have contacted the Premier League and told them that the Saudi Crown Prince has run a piracy scheme trying to steal their satellite signal, and they basically created their own copyright version of that store. And basically they're using, it's like someone using Sky Sports feed and using their satellites and using their game footage and their actual pre-game people and everything, and just instead of calling it BN Sport, they're calling it BNQ. And that is why the Saudi Crown Prince and this whole situation is being held up. It's because the Saudi Crown Prince and his political powers have basically stolen and pirated a whole television channel.
Really?
In Saudi.
Amazing.
They've literally took a whole channel and they've pirated all its products, everything. And basically, BN Sport is a partner with the Premier League, and they do the Premier League coverage in all of East Africa, North Africa, and some of the Saudi and that region, right? The Arab Peninsula. So now that this has happened, they have come with a bunch of other people, such as the NFL and these guys, and they've come to the Premier League and they've told them, this is the charges we've placed on this guy. He's basically they've been pirating these things, and if you bring him into the Premier League, that's not going to happen. So what did he do? So you know what he's done, Melvin? He has now said, forget about that channel that those people. You know what you do? You let me buy Newcastle, and I will give you the money to cover the TV all around that part of the world. And you give me the Premier League coverage. You give me the Premier League rights, and I will cover the games and forget about them. So not only do you sell me Newcastle, but I will represent the Premier League cable providing in that part of the world. And he's basically bribing the Premier League. What?
You're talking big bucks.
He's basically trying to bribe the Premier League into saying, I will give you a new TV deal in that part of the world if you sell me Newcastle, and forget about this whole situation with piracy.
Is he the only buyer of Newcastle?
He is. The majority of the money is coming from the Saudi Wealth Fund.
No, but is that the main buyer of Newcastle? There's been rumours.
Yes. Yes. So what do you think, with all that politics and the fact that this is now going to the biggest courts, and BNQ, they literally had to lay off people because they're getting affected so heavily by coronavirus and getting affected by the piracy. It's crazy.
Who's BNQ? What's all that about?
I just told you the whole story.
No, but what's BNQ got to do with something V? You said that company was. What's
BNQ?
Oh, BNQ. Sorry.
BNQ is literally.
We meant the do-it-yourself people.
Melvin, it's basically like having Sky Sports and making a channel called VN Sky.
Oh, right, gotcha.
And selling those dodgy boxes to the whole country, and banning the other company from not even working in your country.
Are they dodgy?
What?
Are they dodgy, those boxes?
It's not that they're dodgy. It's literally that the fact that the whole business model is stealing somebody else's company and trying to charge people for it.
Though, won't they?
Yeah, it's cheap, but the whole point is, Melvin.
Can you get me one? No, just asking. That's all. I mean, asking for a friend, obviously. If you can get me one, just let me know.
Melvin, don't say that. They're gonna catch us.
Not for me. For a friend. Friend of mine. He's just he wants to join. He wants to start watching football from next season, and he hasn't joined Sky. He was just
end of the story, Melvin. That whole story. The end of the thing is Saudi Arabia guy will not get the Newcastle thing unless they sort out the situation with the copyright situation and the piracy.
Right.
Okay. So, anyways, let's get to this game. Newcastle Liverpool. I'm going to go first, and I am going to say Newcastle. The bookies have it as 4-1 Liverpool, and I'm going to go with 4-1 Liverpool.
I'm going Newcastle 0, Liverpool 3. Stu said he's got his own sauces. I like tomato ketchup. I really do.
What is his sources?
Mine's tomato ketchup. I don't know.
Yo, Melvin, you're on a madness today. Okay, what did you say? You said 0?
0-3.
0-3. Okay. So, guys, we spent a lot of time talking about Newcastle.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to bed in a minute.
Sorry, bro. I had to let people know. Okay. We might get another Newcastle fan subscriber now. You never know. Southampton, Sheffield United. Melvin, Southampton, Sheffield United. Let me tell you a little bit about this matchup.
Go on,
you got Southampton, Sheffield United. They're very evenly matched. They've played each other a couple times over the past couple years, and it's been Sheffield United have won 2 of them. Southampton have won 3 of them, and there's been 1 draw. So I'm thinking this is going to be a close game, and I'm going to go for 2-2. No, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to go 0-0.
Not too late.
I'm going 0-0, Melvin.
0-0. Well, I'll tell you something I reckon about this game. I think they got the two very, very good managers. 2 managers that are perfect for those teams. The Southampton managers really picked them up from near relegation and taken them to a respectable position, and they'll probably do better next year as well with him. He's got his team playing. And the Sheffield United manager, well, just amazing what he's done. Absolutely amazing. I'm showing a bit of respect for both. I'm going 1-1.
So we're both going for a draw.
Yeah.
Okay. Last game of the season. Last game of the week. Last game of the season that we're going to do a review on. Even though all these games are going to be played at the same time, this is the last game alphabetical order-wise. West Ham United versus Aston Villa at West Ham. Melvin, let me break down a little bit of the history between these two.
They both wear the same colours. Go on.
They have played each other 6 times, and there's been 3 draws. 2 wins by West Ham, 1 win by Aston Villa. This is dating back since their last relegation, I think.
It's the Second World War.
Okay, and I will give you a little bit of information. I think Mikel Antonio has now scored 8 out of his last 6 games. 8 goals in his last 6 games.
Brilliant.
And I think Mikel Antonio has 2 goals before the Premier League came back. Now he has 10. Just goes to show you. That's crazy, right?
It is crazy.
I'm gonna on that note, I think Aston Villa might get a point out of this game, and it might end up 1-1. What do you think?
I think Villa are going to win 2-1.
Villa win 2-1. Okay. Yeah. So let's just go through the predictions that we've done, Melvin. So we have done the first prediction that we did. Arsenal, we both predicted a win. I went 2-1, you went 3-0. Burnley, Brighton, I went for a draw, 0-0, you went 4-0. Then you got Chelsea. I went 2-0 Chelsea, you went 2-0 Wolves. Crystal Palace, Tottenham, you went Crystal Palace 2-1, I went Tottenham 1-0. Everton, Bournemouth, I went Everton 2-1, you went Bournemouth, Everton 2-2. Then Leicester, Manchester United. I went Manchester United 3-1. You went 2-1 Leicester. And then the final 3 games, Man City, Norwich 6-0. You went 5-1. I went Liverpool, Newcastle United. I went
Newcastle at home.
Yeah, Newcastle, Liverpool 4-1 on my end, and you went 3-1 Liverpool. I went 4-1 Liverpool.
3-0 I went.
3-0, I'm sorry. And then Southampton, Sheffield United, we both went draws. I went 0-0, you went 1-0. 1-1, I mean. And then you got the West Ham Villa game, the last game that we did, 1-1 on my end, and you went 2-1 for Villa.
Yeah.
Okay, so
correct.
So guys, that has been our predictions for today. Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to shout out one of the guys who did the predictions in our last video. Just give him a quick shout out before we go. He did the predictions for the last video. His name is UN Manchester United. What? UN Manchester United. Big up to you for being one of the only people who did the predictions. And he predicted Burnley to win, Bournemouth to win, Leicester to win, Sheffield United to win, Palace to win, Watford to win, Arsenal to win, West Ham to win, Liverpool to win. He didn't get too many correct. He only got 4 points, but good job and try it better next time. Hopefully you guys can comment in the comment section below for the end of this video. Melvin, you got anything to say to the people before the last prediction video last week?
No, just I hope they enjoyed watching us the last few weeks and listening to us and seeing how bad we really are at forecasting scores. Enjoyed your company, gentlemen and ladies, and see you soon.
I think we're gonna post the results at the end of this video to see who won between me and you from the beginning to end. Anyways, peace out, people. We're out of here. We're gonna be back tomorrow. No, we're gonna be back Saturday for a pre-match preview for the last game of the season versus Watford. Anyways, peace out, guys. Check us out, and don't forget, subscribe if you hate Tottenham. Subscribe if you hate Tottenham. Subscribe if you hate Tottenham. Melvin, do you hate Tottenham?
Not really, no.
Okay. I guess he doesn't hate Tottenham that much. Anyways, big up to you guys in the comment section. Thanks for watching. And Mr. Bungle, we're out.
See ya. All the best.